All right, I am reading from Handel's Messiah Family Advent Reader by Donna Payne and Fran Lenzo. And this is the third week in Advent, or Friday. They fall down and they can't get up again. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd, and shall gather the lambs with his arms and carry them in his bosom, and gently lead those who are with young, based on Isaiah 40, verse 11. In the pastures and fields, on the hills and in the valleys, wherever sheep go, they need a shepherd. Sheep have no way to protect themselves from the lion or the wolf or the bear. They cannot kick or bite their enemies. They have no claws or sharp teeth to fight with. All they have is a powerful instinct to stay together with the flock. Sheep run as groups, pressing as close to each other as they can. This is why one small sheepdog can herd a whole flock of sheep. Danger causes the herd to stampede together in a mad dash to get away. But when sheep are panicked, it is easy for them to hurt themselves. Their herd instinct cannot save them. Sheep need a shepherd. The shepherd's job is to protect the sheep from themselves and from their enemies. In Bible times, the shepherd carried a heavy club or rod as a weapon to protect his animals. With the wolf of his own sheep, he formed a pouch with a string on either side. That was the sling with which the shepherd could hurl a rock with deadly accuracy against a lion or bear. With the sling, he could also drop a stone in front of a sheep and make it turn away from the places it shouldn't go. And what of the lost sheep? Separated from the shepherd and from the flock, a lost sheep is in great danger, especially if it has fallen down. A sheep fallen with its feet off the ground cannot get itself back up again. That is because sheep have an unusual reflex that causes them to become very still if their feet leave the ground. A fat sheep, one with lots of wool or pregnant, might lie down and accidentally tip over. When that happens, the sheep seems to freeze and act as if it has given up. A fallen sheep is an easy target for attack. Even if a wild animal doesn't get it, the sheep can die from the gases that build up inside because of the way it digests food. The shepherd must always be on the lookout for the lost sheep and the fallen sheep. When he finds them, he gently places them on their feet and returns them to the safety of the flock. Sheep need a shepherd, not just for safety, but also for everyday guidance. With his staff to lean on as he walks, the shepherd spends his day leading the flock to secret watering places in the dry land. He leads them to fresh fields where they can eat grass that has not been trampled or dirtied by daily feeding. The shepherd's eyes search for the poisonous plants that could injure his sheep, and he prepares a safe spot for them to graze. At night, the shepherd must lead his flock into the safety of the sheepfold. He cannot force the sheep to go ahead of him because they would fear the enclosure and might run in panic. If he goes in front of them, they follow. As the sheep enter the fold, they pass under the shepherd's staff so he can count them and separate their wool with his staff and look for cuts and injuries. The shepherd covers the wounds with oil to help them heal. With the loop of his staff, the shepherd might pull a newborn lamb towards its mother to feed. That way, the mother learns the smell of her baby and is not confused by the shepherd's hands on the wool. Sometimes a mother might give birth to twin lambs, but only accept one of them. Then the shepherd has to take the rejected lamb and carry it on his shoulders. He has to feed it himself or trick a ewe that has lost its baby into feeding the new one. It was the shepherds, such as these, who were startled one night by the sky filled with angels and an invitation to look for the baby in swaddling clothes. A Savior has been born to you. the angels told those rough men who lived in the fields with sheep. These shepherds probably knew all the stables in town where such a babe might be found. They would have been comfortable kneeling among the animals to worship the child whom the angels had called Christ the Lord. The shepherds probably did not know the other name for that baby, but they would have been proud to hear it. Shepherds were the first to meet Jesus, the great good shepherd. Here we are, lost sheep in need of a shepherd. We need Jesus. He is the Lord, our shepherd, who saves us, lifts us up when we fall, and provide all that we need to live.